everybody, welcome back to Wicked Lies and Alibis, a TTRPG murder mystery on this lovely channel, Stories Told. Thank you all so much for your generosity and the hype train. We are now only 3 subs away from another roleplay scene, and we just started. So thank you so very much, everybody, for that kindness. I really appreciate the support. When you're supportive, it helps us pay the cast. It helps us pay for these lovely graphics that you see here. I wonder who did those.
I wonder.
No wonder, and it helps us get more and more fun systems because we like supporting indie creators and the systems that they make. But thank you so much. I am super duper excited to jump into the finale of this series because it's been so much fun. I hope we all have piping hot tea with us. I myself have water with Legolas. So everyone got your beverage of choice to sip evilly?
I have agua.
Okay, Maria, you have to sip something while you're being judgmental. What do you have? There we go. Okay. I am your lovely GM, aka facilitator, Bread Witchery, and I am playing Etienne Prebrzezinski. She is a European, that's all you need to know, who loves tarot and is pretty eccentric. And she's the main NPC that I'm playing. And everybody else, I would love for you to introduce yourself and your characters, starting with Hannah. Would you please?
Hello. I'd love to. Hello. I'm Hannah, and I play Clarice, who is the chef at this wonderful estate. Is she a wonderful person? Not so much. Very, very arrogant and slightly up herself and not for the workers. I would summarize Clarice as.
That's fine. I just wanted to let that sit. I wanted to let it. Capitalist miasma. Just kind of.
Just judge Clarice.
Beautiful. This is beautiful break.
And thank you so much. And Krista, would you like to introduce yourself and your character?
Yes, I'm Christology, and I play Virginia Hughes, who is a very ambitious and vindictive archaeologist who, if you missed last couple of episodes, is, kind of in cahoots with a priest. And yeah, she's looking quite interesting right now with the whole situation we got ourselves in. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, and also I just want to say it's Krista's first time doing a TTRPG, and she has been so amazing. So just like claps for Krista and like how well she's been doing, especially because it's like an unconventional TTRPG system that we're using, and you're doing so well, Krista. Like I'm so excited to play more stuff with you.
I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, Josie Bear's right. Simply, Krista just does have the range. And speaking of range, with the beautiful costumes that have been being served to us recently by Ms. Terry Gamble. Oh my goodness, what? Would you like to introduce yourself and your character, Terry, please?
Sure. I'm here again this week. What's happening? I'm Terry Gamble playing Jo, aka Josephine Widener. Things are getting nice and wide around here, like the alibis and accusations. Oh my goodness. I'm sure I've done a lot. Or haven't done anything. I'm not guilty. Innocent, this face. Innocent.
Absolutely glowing with innocence.
Did I sell it? Did I sell it?
You did, absolutely.
Okay.
And Nova, would you like to introduce yourself and your character?
Yes, of course. I'm Novalisi, and I am playing Sister Maria, and she is a very hypocritical, arrogant, bit of an asshole, I think we can all say, of a nun, and much like other nuns, just all of them, I guess. There's no nuns watching this stream, right?
God is always watching.
They'll forgive you. It's okay.
Anyways, very excited to get into this finale and reveal that I am innocent, at least in the eyes of the Lord.
Absolutely, I'm excited for that as well. And also, I think Nova's character is the one character whose motive and circumstance are both public to everybody. So all of the players know that Nova's character is madly in love with Margot, the wife of the murder victim, and that her motive for killing the murder victim was jealousy because of that. And just also, if anybody's new, welcome on in. Hi, we have our VODs up if you want to catch up. But briefly, for things that you'd need to know, Krista is indeed well, Virginia is indeed doing things with somebody, and that somebody is the priest who is escorting Sister Maria to the estate. He's Father Thomas. He comes from the church that's near the estate. The church is almost like entirely funded off of the donations of the murder victim and of his estate and that kind of thing. So Father Thomas was kind of stuck in his position there because the only reason the church was getting funding was because Father Thomas was friends with the murder victim. But Father Thomas is in love with Virginia and want to run away with her. And it looks like Father Thomas is in a pretty free position now that the guy's dead. So that's fun. That's spicy. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having 2 more of the accusation rounds where everybody basically sits in a circle and yells at each other, which is super duper fun. Amongst that, I'm sure people's motives and circumstances will get revealed. And then at the very end, we're going to have the detective sum up all of the accusations, and the detective will decide that whoever has the most accusations made against them is the person who's going to jail. Whether that's the person who actually did the crime or not is a different thing. The person who did the crime is going to be a randomized result that the players don't even know right now. They're only going to know basically the second that somebody gets sent to jail. So I could get it wrong. And also, yeah, Hannah has got some wonderful commands in the chat to explain different parts of gameplay. If you're ever confused, feel free to say so in chat and somebody will try and let you know what the 411 is. And also, I believe we have we've unlocked a new roleplay scene. So if you want to put a poll in chat,
yes,
Hannah, I think it's who have we already have scenes? Was it Ginny and Maria already had scenes?
I think it's between Josephine and Clarice. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So basically, we'll do a poll now where you'll get to vote on who gets an extra roleplay scene, whether it's Josephine Widener getting to have a roleplay scene with whatever NPC they choose or PC that they choose, or if it's going to be Clarice who gets the same. So once that poll is all set up, I will jump into things, but for now, how excited are we all? Are we having fun? Is it gonna be? I'm excited.
I'm excited.
So excited to figure out who killed Richard.
Oh,
I'm so excited I didn't even talk about what I did for a living because it didn't even matter. I was like,
what? I just money. I just make money.
I find money and money, make money.
Absolutely. So previous episode, we had a slew of accusations made against people, which detective will catch everyone up to speed on very shortly. In terms of role play things, Virginia and her lover had a little conversation where he's backing her up because he has the murder weapon right now because Virginia sold it to him and just said, hey, this is yours now. Don't ask where it came from. And he's like, okay. And he knows it's the murder weapon, but he's still holding on to it for her because he loves you. And Maria also had a scene where Charles Williams, who's a friend of the murder victim, explained that he's now basically in charge of getting the estate in order because the wife is grieving and can't handle it, and that the estate is no money, none. So Margot will be destitute very, very shortly. So Maria agreed to ask Father Thomas to reverse all of the donations that the murder victim had ever given the church so that it goes back to the estate so that Margot won't be destitute. So those are all the important things. Settle in, have a great time, follow all of our beautiful players on their beautiful social medias, and we're going to jump back into Wicked Lies and Alibis. So it is now Monday morning. You've all had very comfy sleeps in your very comfy beds because you're all innocent and you just have the sweetest, sweet dreams. You're going to have a lovely rest, a little bit more of a lie-in than you did on the first day because there's no Margot running around letting everyone know their affairs for the day. There's just a very slender wisp of a European dressed in all black sitting downstairs smoking. You can probably smell it from your room. She's been smoking for a while. But anywho, the first person to rise again is Maria. Maria, what are you doing with your morning? There's no food being brought to you. You're just waking up on your own.
I wake up and I don't put on my habit today. I am simply too emotionally distraught to do it. Also because I had to re-pierce my ears and they're really sore. So now I just don't want to wear anything on my head.
That's fair.
But that's part of the role play. But I'm gonna look out the window on the estate. Perhaps I'm looking over the maze and I'm just contemplating life as we know it and the teachings of Jesus Christ.
That's fair. And also someone in chat mentioned as well, I forgot to say that when Charles explained that all to you, he said, don't tell Margot that she's flat broke. It's an incredibly embarrassing thing. And then you walked into the room with everybody and said, hey, everybody, guess what? Richard was flat broke. Margot wasn't in there, but now everybody else knows. So, I mean, you're loyal to one woman and one woman only.
It's fine.
It's fine. So basically you hear a knock upon your door, and Father Thomas just opens the door right after knocking and sort of pokes his head in. Sister Maria, good morning. I hope I'm not interrupting any prayers.
Of course you are, but what else is new?
I'm very sorry. I won't take up too much of your time. I understand that in about 5 minutes.
No,
from now,
come in. I must speak with you anyways.
Oh, okay, all right. And he sort of like shuffles in, and this is like a very tall, like broad-shouldered man in like a priest's like black clothing with the collar and everything, and he's like olive skin, dark hair, handsome, broad, tall man, but he's very like within himself when he like shuffles into your room and is like, hey, so he's just
as are all men.
Of course. I mean, you first.
In
Mine's
my
not
presence.
terrible.
I have known you for many years, Thomas. I believe we know each other somewhat well. Would you agree with me in that?
Indeed, yes. Enough to trust one another, enough that we need to know each other.
Now, I have never seen you with a collection of guns. So, what brought you to start such a collection immediately following a murder? Was it before or after the murder?
It was after the murder, before the body was found. I simply have a reverence, one would say, for Ms. Hughes.
For Ginny?
And
yeah.
For her, more for her exploits. The things that she does. The adventures. When she goes around the globe, I admire very much. I envy it. I really do. And as the
you could say she's a worldly woman.
I would not make such a comment about her due to the implications, Maria. I think that would be inappropriate. But I will say that I admire her and I envy her. And as the years have worn on, I have become stagnant. And I thought it would, simply put, sister, I thought it would be fun to just start collecting things that have to do with different parts of
Thomas, I thought you were but an idiot when you suggested that we go to Brazil and try to convert Hughes and her scientific following. I thought you were just an idiot, because who in their right mind would believe that the people actively working against us would ever come to our aid, to our side of the church? I just thought you were an idiot. I thought you were starry-eyed, rose-colored glasses idiot. But now I see that the true reason why you organized our mission to Brazil was so that you could be with Virginia Hughes. Yes or no?
Obviously, I if I had met her, that would have been good. But I just, again, thought it would be something different to go to Brazil. Well, the soul cannot languish. We must have some sort of
and you leaving Virginia alone in her bedroom to purchase weaponry?
Again, I decided that collecting memorabilia from different parts of the world would be fun. I understand you are a very devout Catholic, Maria.
Cut the shit, Thomas. You're in love with her.
I will not speak to affairs of the heart at the minute, Maria, as there is a murder investigation ongoing in this estate. I must ask you, though, this is important. So I've just been given, and he has like 4 sheets of paper in front of him, which is like a lot of paper. It's really difficult. I've been given some documents by the gentleman, Mr. Williams, and he's told me that you approved for something to do with the church, and he said that you approved for me to sign them. I wanted to check with you that you had spoken with him.
I have spoken with him. He has determined that in order to organize the estate for Margot, he would like the funds to be reversed into Margot's name for her to decide what to do with her money, and in return, Charles will become a benefactor to the church.
Oh, all right. All right, and he'll become a benefactor quite quickly, I would imagine, because I mean, Maria,
yes, of
all
course.
right, okay. You know, we hate to admit it, but much of the church is run off of.
Yes, which is interesting how your relationship with Richard has been so tied to your position in the church.
To my misfortune, for the most part, sister. I will sign these and I will hand them over promptly in time.
So you agree it is your misfortune?
Indeed. Speaking of one's misfortune, I believe the European is calling for you downstairs, and then you can hear a little like yoo-hoo from the drawing room and like a knocking on wood, and you all very appropriately, I'm sure, at the exact same time, just happen to.
I rush past Tom. Yes, by the way.
I love the idea of like he is going to leave and his back is turned and he is leaving, but you still storm past him, like knock his shoulder and everything as you go.
I shoulder check him 100%. I'm not
shoulder check him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you all gather downstairs and Etienne is there, as if she hadn't moved, and she's just smoking with one of those long thingies, and she's like, "Oh, bonjour, good morning to you all. It is good to see you, Joe. How are you doing, Joe? Did you sleep well, Joe?"
Oh, yeah, I slept like a baby.
Oh, my goodness, Joe. Oh, I can imagine. I can tell your skin so rejuvenated. So the rest of you, once again, we unfortunately must go about the sad business of throwing mud at each other. So unfortunate, but it is for a good cause, of course. So before we begin, I must let everybody know that the cucumber and cream cheese sandwiches are repulsive. Do not eat them. And also, secondly, I will just refresh you all on what it is you were saying about each other yesterday. I'm sure it is all the truth, of course, and that you remember it very well, but I shall repeat it again. So we have Sister Maria, our Queen of Coins. She had the Magician card. It indicated her ability to bring things into fruition, and yet the Death Reversed card, indicating perhaps what she wishes to bring to fruition is the halting of someone's progress. She is jealous of Richard because she is madly in love with Margot. She argued
That's
with him.
false.
She argued with him at 4:30 on the day of the murder yesterday, and she claims it is about security due to the fact of a communist coming in and throwing horse manure at everybody, which is the most believable part of the story. And in fact, she also sought to profit emotionally from his demise due to the fact that his wife would then be single, so mourning. And it was also Maria that saw...
Kind of the most vulnerable time. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
When someone's in mourning, it's very opportune a lot of times. Anyway, sorry, as you are.
You must know a lot about that, huh, Joe?
Oh, I know a little bit about loss.
Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe. Well, it was Maria that saw Virginia also with the exact gun that was used to kill Mr. Fairfield, which Virginia was handling only a few minutes after the body would have, well, become a body, you know, the murder. But then immediately after this time, also Virginia sold that gun to the church. Confusing.
It was an antique, you know, I don't know about murder weapon.
Of
antique.
course.
Yeah.
So generous, Virginia. On Saturday, Virginia was angry during croquet, which revealed a characteristic violent temper.
Because I was hungry.
Yes. Clarice was that the chef was being useless and was late with the food, so that was what made you angry, I see. And you also spoke with Richard. He threatened to reveal a secret of yours. And then the useless chef, Clarice, the Queen of Cups, I believe.
The what?
The Queen of Cups.
No, before that.
Clarice, you are the Queen of Cups. It is a card of plenty of intuition, and you also have the moon, which speaks to illusions and intuition, so I'm sure you know very much about the insides of people. You also argued with Richard. You swore to get even with him, and you are also implicated in the murder of a young chef Remy from your youth when you were in France. And you confessed to Maria yesterday during one of our recesses that you had done something terrible. Then finally, we have the lovely Alex Widener. You you were seen packing frantically immediately before the body was found, and you claimed it was because there was a murder on the loose, and yet we had not known yet that there was a murder. And Clarice also saw you stealing from Richard's office. I believe that is everything. Is there anything anybody wanted to include in that assessment of mine?
I just would like to know if the details about the food are kept on the record, or if that's just a summary, or...
Oh, the cucumber and cream sandwiches? Ugh, no, I would not commit that crime to paper. Don't you worry. No one, that memory of those horrid sandwiches, that shall die with us. So, let me have a quick...
Your reputation precedes you, though, Clarice. You should be fine.
I wouldn't mind those Yorkshire puddings that you had. Those were quite nice.
See?
But we shall begin with an opportunity for the person who I have my eyes fixed upon at the moment first to defend themselves. Virginia, is there anything that you would like to say? Any accusations that you would like to make?
I do have an accusation I would like to make that I saw with my eyes and my ears. I heard. Yes. So let me get my timeline together. It's been an awfully long weekend. Gosh. Okay. So right before tea on Sunday, about 2 p.m., I would say, I was overheard our Clarice Maiden here saying that she wanted Richard to die. She said that. I heard it with my words. I don't know to whom, but I heard, I want Richard to die. I heard it. She screamed it. So, yes.
Oh. She screamed it. When
Screamed it.
Where was this that she screamed it?
I was walking around the gardens, and I think she thought she was alone. You go out to like let loose, and I overheard her self, I guess, meditation or motive, talking about how she wants to kill Richard.
Oh, interesting. Clarice, would you like to perhaps defend yourself?
Well, firstly, I must ask the group, is there ever a time that any of you believe that I would, and I quote, Miss Hughes, let loose? Do I seem like the type of woman to do such a thing?
You let loose on Remy.
Don't you bring that poor boy into this. He was sweet and innocent, and I had nothing to do with that.
Everyone contains multitudes, is what I would like to say. Everyone
Very
contains
true.
multitudes.
Very true, Joe.
Clarice.
Very true. I will say, Clarice, is that the fourth accusation that has been made against you thus far?
Yes, it might be, but most of them seem to be opinion-based rather than evidence.
Shame. Regardless, and this is a mechanical thing, whenever someone reaches for accusations, this happens. Regardless, I must tell the group something perhaps you have chosen not to include in your defense of yourself, which is that I know the motive that you had to kill Mr. Fairfield. Clarice, your motive for causing a kind employer of yours to depart this world was greed. Greed, Mrs. Maiden. Tell me, does anybody here perhaps know what circumstances Clarice may be under that would cause her to be greedy?
She's a scam victim.
Ah, Mrs. Maiden, a scam victim. Please, I would find it very beneficial to the investigation and my own humor to hear, how are you a scam victim, Mrs. Maiden? What happened to you?
It would humor you, would it, to hear about the...
Oh, yes, but also it would help with the murder investigation, and that is more important.
Well, one of the guests who was at this event, Charles, he may have spoken to some of you. He once, well, it was not the first time he had been here, and we have spoken and been rather friendly. As you all know, I get on quite well with the guests here, and I thought him and I were getting on very well. So, one time he was pitching some sort of business in oil and all these fancy new technologies, and I overheard this conversation. He said that if I could invest some money, all that I had saved up, then he would be able to double it easily. And so, because I am a kind and charitable and I look for the best in people, I donated my money to him. I invested in it. And at first, he returned my money. He doubled it and he gave it back to me. Then, when he came for more, I decided that I could afford it and it would do well for me. But I have not seen my money since then. And he comes to this house and he acts as if nothing's happened, and I suppose I am a scam victim.
Oh, Charles.
I'm wondering why I was packing so quickly and looking through my things. It might be because I might have invested in a very similar, the exact same Ponzi scheme, it sounds like.
Where Charles Williams scammed you as well, Josephine? Is that the name of the man that
Charles
scammed you?
Wamberg of some sort? He's some sort of European name.
Oh, perhaps if you have notes, perhaps consult them briefly, and we could discover the identity. Is that a Christian Wamberg?
Yes, Christian. That's who it was. Same scam. Is he maybe Charles as well? Is it the same person?
Charles Williams. That's the name.
Christian Wamberg.
Charles Williams.
CW? I bet they're the same because it's the exact same thing happened to me. He was a French entrepreneur, and he had me invest in a steel mill and then ran away with the money. It seemed like a solid investment, and I thought it would double, perhaps triple my fortune.
So simply we know the real villain in all of this.
I mean, I must say, I believe when I spoke with the Catherine Clayton, the Hollywood lady, she told me, indeed, she had also been the victim of a scam to a Chuck Warner that she had only communicated with in letters.
CW.
Always CW.
My, another crime has been unveiled.
So do we think that Charles is the murderer?
Well, yes, absolutely. Oh.
He has an alibi, unfortunately. He was with several of the maids at the time of the... Not like that, but, they were accounting for him. I have no word what he was doing, but it's the same girl. She vouched for him, and he has an airtight alibi, I am afraid. But, indeed, we can, if you
Does it
would
mean
like.
that he didn't maybe, have it done? Maybe he didn't do it himself, but maybe he's tied to somebody here. That could also benefit from more money being scammed from people. Fortunes.
I know some scammers, and sometimes they could be from a church.
Okay, that is universally applicable, Virginia.
Yeah, church is a scam.
But perhaps I will, and she clicks her fingers twice and she gestures to the footman and is like, perhaps Mr. Williams could join us in the room shortly, if that is all right. Thank you very much. And the footman hops off. But Clarice, I am sorry to hear that. I do admire your business acumen. Well, your business ambition. I admire that. And Joe, I am truly sorry to hear of what happened to you. And so I must say, I suppose, thank you for sharing your circumstance with us all, Josephine, of the scam victim, and also Clarice. So
I wasn't stealing. I was doing some investigation, if you want to know.
We shall see. So, Virginia, thank you very much for sharing your accusation. Perhaps now we shall move to Clarice. You seem under the weather. We will not have you. How about Maria? You've been silent for this time for whatever reason. Would you like to perhaps make an accusation?
I must admit that I have been stewing with some information that I have learned, or at least come to terms with.
Oh.
I believe that there is something afoot right under my own nose, and it smells. It smells like adultery.
Oh, I was going to say perhaps it is the cucumber sandwiches, but yeah, yes.
I believe that Ginny and Father Thomas are in cahoots. And I believe that Ginny has been blackmailing Richard to get him to end his friendship with Father Thomas. And I think that that is the secret that Richard threatened to reveal on Saturday. And I believe that all of this is happening because, in case you haven't noticed, Ginny and Thomas are having an affair.
Oh, the drama.
That is why he covered for her with the gun, telling us that he bought it. I have known him for years and I've never seen him with a gun. And suddenly he decides to take up collecting now on the day of a murder. No. I think that there is something going on. I think him and Ginny have been having something happen for a long time now. And I think that Richard has been keeping Thomas on a tight chain because of his ties to the church. And I think Ginny wanted to end that with her blackmailing him.
Oh, Virginia, that is also the fourth accusation made against you. And so it is true that your motive for murdering Mr. Fairfield would have been to fulfill a promise, perhaps a promise to your lover.
You know, everyone here, yes, I am in love. I am in love with Pastor Thomas, Father Thomas, whatever. His vicar, you know, whatever his thing is, his title. But I'm not the only one here in love. Maria, let's not forget your motive, ma'am. Margot, who you love, we all see it. We all see how close you are with her. I'm not the only one here in love.
We are just two gals being pals.
Let's not forget, Sister Maria, how you were caught in an argument with Richard about Margot, and how you obviously have the most to gain here with Richard dying, that you can finally have Margot to yourself.
Oh, and you can finally have Father Thomas to yourself.
Well,
Isn't
it seems
that
like we're
right?
on the same playing field then, aren't we?
But the thing is that me and Margot have never had anything. You and Thomas have had an affair
Maybe
for
not
years.
on the surface. How long have you known Margot, Maria?
Of course she's worked with the church for years.
Years, right? Okay,
Yes.
So just because mine is on the surface and yours is underground doesn't mean it's anything
I've
different.
also known Clarice for years. Do you think we are also having an affair? No, I am loyal.
Look at the woman. No.
I am loyal to the church. I am
loyal to Margot.
To my husband, Jesus Christ. And there is no way that me and Margot have had anything nefarious going on. No, ask her yourself.
We'll see. Anyway, also that gun was an antique, as I said previously.
An antique that happened to be the exact make and model of the gun used in the
Things are
murder.
coincidental. Miracles happen, Sister Maria. You should believe in this stuff. You're with the church. Come on now.
Well, could I ask one thing? I know you're the detective, but doesn't it seem like they both have equal reason to have done it, and maybe they've both done it and they're just pretending to shift the blame on one another?
Oh.
Maybe they're on a team, you know? It's like when you get enough people underneath you and then they have the other people underneath you to sell and then the other people sell and then that's how you make the money.
Oh, I've heard of those things, yes.
Refuse to believe that this accusation is being turned back on me when I just revealed to you all that Ginny has been blackmailing the victim here.
Of course, I must say, speaking of people being under other people, Maria, back to your accusation. So Richard was blackmailing Virginia?
No, Ginny was blackmailing Richard to end his friendship with Thomas so that Richard could set Thomas free.
If I had blackmail on him, why would I murder him?
Because he was going to reveal your secret. He wasn't going to go through with the blackmail. He was going to reveal your secret like we talked about.
I'm not afraid to say I'm in love.
Yeah, but you have a violent temper, don't you? You have a violent temper.
I was hungry. I was hungry that day. That doesn't account for anything. I was hungry.
Maria, we must remember, you must have seen this. You must have evidence. I believe you. But how is it that you came upon the knowledge that Richard was being blackmailed? Did Margot tell you? Is it a letter, perhaps, that you intercepted?
Good question.
It's meta panicking, like...
I suppose that I might have heard a whispered conversation between Ginny and Richard yesterday at Saturday, evening. I might have heard some whispered conversations between Richard and Ginny where Ginny was blackmailing him.
During the argument that they had, I see.
You heard the wrong thing. You see, I sent out letters, like mail. So when I was whispering about letters, I was saying, yeah, the bag has the mail, not blackmail, Sister Maria. What are you talking about? You heard
very
it wrong.
Believable, Virginia.
Yeah, in the bag is the mail. Gosh.
Of course, yes. So,
get your ears checked, Maria.
So during the argument where you and Richard were speaking and he threatened to reveal a secret about you, that is the same argument, indeed, in which it was revealed that you were blackmailing him. Interesting how these things line up.
No, back is in the back. The mail's in the back.
Yes, of course, yes. Clarice, now that you've had time to compose yourself, would you perhaps like to bring anything to the table?
Absolutely, I would. Out of game question. Would you count as the police, as an Etienne?
I can do if you want. It depends. You can. It doesn't have to be like they did it now. It could be in the past they've done it, or it could be that there was a policeman who just happened to be visiting and they lied to him for whatever reason. But there's been no police on the scene except for me.
Okay.
And I'm not really a cop, but you can count me if you want. I don't mind.
Cool. Well, I would like to, so, as you all heard yesterday, Maria and I did indeed have a conversation during the recess where some words were shared and maybe voices were raised a little. However, when Maria re-entered the room, I believe she lied to the police, and instead of saying the truth of it all, accused me. Therefore, I have not fully thought this out, but therefore, I believe she was trying to deflect from her own villainy and despicable behavior and turn it upon me, and in fact it was her who had the big secret to reveal. I believe that Maria was going to share to us all about her feelings for Margot, because we are all here for her if that is the case, and she decided to turn it on me at the last second.
So, after the recess, when Maria heard you saying that you had committed something terrible, or confess something, that you had done something terrible. Instead of coming in here and helping me with the investigation, she instead decided to lie. So these accusations are going to cancel each other. This is confusing. Wait, so are you saying that...
Yeah, I don't know if this is allowed. I don't know.
Because it has to be true. Like, an accusation is true. So if
so I can't necessarily go against an accusation with...
Yeah.
Well, can I still keep the same accusation, but say, like... Because what I'm trying to say is that basically Maria was gonna tell the truth about her and Margot, but she lied about that.
That makes sense, yeah. I thought you were...
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to alibi myself by accusing Maria.
Like,
that's not...
all accusations are canonically true.
Yeah, no. I'm not trying to, like, cancel out an accusation. I'm just trying to add a layer to that accusation.
Say that my defense about Richard and I's argument is a lie, and then I was lying about that.
That's true.
That might work.
Yeah.
I was actually going to confess.
Okay.
Yes.
We shall follow as if I had heard that series of words. Also, is the accusation counter all up to date, C's? I think.
Yes. Sorry, I just damned you.
Beautiful, beautiful, marvelous. Okay.
I was not lying about my argument with Richard and the security. It was about the security. I was not about to reveal some salacious love affair between me and his wife. No. Once again, I am married to Jesus Christ. I am a loyal servant to Jesus Christ. And at Psalm 27:12, the Lord is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? I will not lie, Etienne. I do not lie, especially not in the eyes of the Lord, and the Lord sees all. So why would I ever lie to you? That is not something that I could do in my bones.
Maria, may I ask you a question? Do you eat breakfast?
Do you eat breakfast?
I eat what I need to eat to survive, and that is it.
Does that include breakfast?
Occasionally.
I'll remind you that you boast constantly about that you do not eat breakfast and that you're all pious and that you're all godlike. However, I am the chef at this house, and the plates do return to me, Maria.
I refuse to hear such salacious lies against my character.
Oh, so another lie you've told to the detective.
This is true. I don't like that, Maria. Many things I don't like about you, but that one, no. But I must say, Maria, it is quite clear to myself and everybody here and the audience, due to the 4 accusations made against you, that your motive indeed to kill Richard is jealousy of him. So you can deny and deny and deny all you very well wish, but we know the truth, Maria. So, moving forward, Josephine, do you have any accusations that you would have? What have you seen? Please tell me.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well, this is just a lot of revelation happening.
I know,
You're familiar with that.
I know, they're all yelling at each other.
Maria, revelation.
Oh, you're so punny. You
Get
have
it?
the
It's
habit
like
and the revelation. I do know. When I ask you what you see, you know what? Did you see it? Did you see one of those footmen? I think you got one of the wrong shots because it was quite tight on him this morning. Did you see the one that brought you downstairs? Did you see him?
Are you talking about Gregory?
Yes, Gregory is a footman. I think that the laundry perhaps got mixed up. It was quite tight. It was interesting. But other than that, Josephine, what have you seen?
You noticed him too. Okay.
I did, of course. I have 2 eyes and I'm a woman, am I not?
Okay, oui. Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. I'm worried. I'm scared of you a little bit, but I like it.
Oh,
I like it a lot.
Many of my lovers have said the same. So, accusations, my love. Would you like to? Yes.
Honestly, I think that someone as, was a murderer before, maybe in their past life. Once upon a time, just doing a little snooping around in some of the papers, like I said, trying to find out some things and figuring out who's connected how. So there was an archaeological dig that was happening not too far from here. And I believe that's how Ginny got mixed up with his crew somehow. But on that dig, there was some very, very fancy antiquities that were worth quite a lot to some people. I do believe that not only does she have a past of stealing antiquities and selling them or hiding them within the church, I'm sure you can see a long line of them. I believe that this is not the first time that she has used or abused a member of the clergy to launder her money. She has been hiding her notoriety and quote unquote fame as one of the first and foremost female archaeologists because it's all a front. I think that because she has stolen so much, she actually has some bodies behind her as well.
Is there a previous matter that you know that she was implicated in?
Yeah. Virginia did kill before. There was a former benefactor of hers that was helping her on that particular dig. Yeah, I did a little digging myself and uncovered and excavated that you have a history of stashing bodies in your archaeological digs. You dig graves.
Well, Joe, that is quite an accusation you have made against me. Who is this person that died again?
His name was, let me check my notes. Hold on.
Okay.
I think Virginia did it. We can send it here. I think you did it.
Sir Anthony Lewis.
Anthony Lewis. Yes, I do remember that actually. Yeah, we were in Africa. We were digging in Egypt, actually. And, you know, it wasn't me that killed him. It was actually an accident. He happened to trip into the grave. And while we were there, I wasn't looking. They buried him alive. It was such a tragic tale. You know, it was an accident. There was no true intention behind it. It was ruled an accident. Now, it was obviously a mistake of mine that I didn't check. I don't know. You know, sorry, it's really hard to talk about. It's like worst mistake in my career. It was an accident, and I feel so bad for his family. But I didn't murder him on purpose. He just happened to trip and get reburied while we were cleaning up the excavation. So, sorry. This is just, you know, it weighs on my conscience daily that this happened. So,
as it would. My goodness.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. I did not realize you were carrying that with you like that.
Yeah,
I really thought it was something that was truly bad.
Yeah, you know, it's hard. It's hard because it was the worst mistake of my career.
Sounds like a really bad day.
Yeah, can imagine.
Oh, well, that was. Well, I'm very sorry that we had to unearth that emotion for you there, Virginia. But indeed, it is true that you were implicated in this murder. Perhaps you did not do it, but you were implicated in the murder. And indeed, it does seem to weigh heavily on you, heavy as the dirt upon that young man's body. Such a shame. So, I think that on that note, perhaps we should all, not say cucumber ones, but we should perhaps get some sandwiches, get some sparkling water.
They're
and
actually not that bad, honestly. They're a little dry up.
Thank you, Josephine. Thank you.
Maybe I had a bad one, because I believe you, you know, you woman of taste, I believe you, but interesting, okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, okay. Well, on that note, everybody, our little suspects are going to disperse and have some cucumber sandwiches and
sorry.
Yes,
Virginia is at 4 accusations.
Oh, Virginia's at 4 accusations. Oh my goodness.
Well, aren't I at 5 now?
Yeah, you're at 5 now. Like she's been at 4 for a bit, hasn't she? Yeah, I already revealed her motive. Fulfilling a promise. Yeah, so she's at 5 now. So yeah, no mistake. You are once again the prime suspect for the second round in a row. That's great. So we will return. When we return, we will start off with a roleplay scene featuring Clarice, and we are also 11 subs away from Josephine getting their own roleplay scene. So if you would like to see that, as 11 subs, we want more of that. The wonder that is Josephine. But we will disperse for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back with more drama for the final accusation round, and then we're going to reveal who done it. So I hope you all have a good break. We'll see you shortly. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Hi, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Wicked Lies and Alibis, the TTRPG murder mystery of the century. Jazz music blasts. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for joining us so far. I'm having a great time with this, and I'm sure that you all are too. And yes, I hope you enjoyed the BRB screens. They outline the system a bit better and the characters a bit better, and also explain our Patreon. We are currently 1 patron away from doing Honey Heist. The lowest tier of patronage is like £3. So for £3, you could see some of your favorite streamers being bears committing crimes. It'd be a hoot. But our patrons also get behind the scenes content when it comes to new campaigns and things like that. And they get to have input on fun stuff like NPCs and possible genres of system that we pick. So basically, we also have unlocked a roleplay scene for Clarice due to your kindness, because every 15 subs, we do a roleplay scene for a character. And before we jump back into all of the accusations, that kind of thing, we're going to do a roleplay scene with Mrs. Maiden. So Mrs. Maiden, who is it that you want to have your roleplay scene with?
I would like to do my roleplay scene with Joe, please and thank you.
Can you be buddies? Okay, wonderful. Sounds great. So before Chen lets you all out, she makes a big show of being like, and there are footmen at the doors and all of the windows, so you cannot get out, don't even try, because she is terrified of one of you just running off and leaving. And so you are left to your own devices. What room is it that you're meeting in?
I would probably go find Joe either in their room or just follow them out of the main area.
Okay, Joe, where are you when Clarice comes upon you?
I'm in the study. That sounds fun.
Okay, all right. So Clarice, you walk in on Joe in the study, and go ahead.
Joe.
Hello.
Hello. I just wanted to, well...
I want to say that your Yorkshire puddings are delicious. I'm sorry for whatever Etienne is saying about your cucumber sandwiches. They're actually not that bad. The Yorkshire pudding is really your best.
Well, thank you. I do think they are my specialty, but, I mean... it's hard not to take the cucumber sandwiches personally. And you say not that bad, and Etienne says very bad.
No, they're not. They're just not my favorite thing, but you came in to talk about probably not sandwiches. What can I do for you?
Well, yeah, I wanted to apologize or just, I'm not sure the right word, but I wasn't aware that you were also a victim of this Charles, even if that is his real name. And I wouldn't have accused you of anything had I known that those were your circumstances, as they were mine.
You know, sometimes, the book is not, you can't judge it by its cover, right? I know I look fabulous. I look like I'm doing great.
You really do.
Thank you. I'm barely getting by right now. It's been a lot. So I was just trying to find a way out of these circumstances somehow.
My goodness. Well, I'm
flat broke right now, okay? I'm flat broke.
Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, there's probably always a job here, but something tells me that's not quite your speed.
Yeah, I don't. It's like an immigration thing, I'd probably.
You don't need to make excuses. It's perfectly fine.
Permits.
Well, what is this about the money for Margot's broke too now?
Right. But she's getting money back from the church somehow, which seems highly suspect.
Yeah, it's very strange. Maybe, well, this is... I don't know if this comes across the wrong way or very opportunistic, but maybe we should have a discussion about that. At some point with Margot.
About the money that's coming back to her?
Well, maybe we could do something with it or put it somewhere where we can help the 3 broke people, the 3 broke ladies. Or
Sounds like a show idea.
it does. 3 broke ladies, 3 broke girls, something. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, no, I think that's going to catch on. But you know what we could do?
What could we do?
Besides, being sad about it, I think we could invest in the thing that you're really good at. Yorkshire pudding chain. I'm telling you. We take it stateside. They don't have that in America. They think a pudding is just like glop of some sort. They don't realize it's a beautiful pastry.
Oh, wait, you don't have pastries and Yorkshire puddings in America?
We have pastries, but we don't call them Yorkshire puddings. I think they'll think it's some cool fandangled thing, like when they brought the croissant back to America, right? I think it could be a hit. Mm-hmm.
You really think?
I really do. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be raving about it if I tell you the truth about the food, right? Told you the truth about your sandwiches.
That is true.
About everything you've brought forth. I'm a foodie, really.
Yes.
That's like my essence. And
well, I suppose that is rather wonderful because you could tell me the truth about all of my food, and I'll try not to take it too personally, but you could tell me the honest truth about the food, and then the American way of things because it's all very bizarre to me, and we could do it together. We could work together on this Yorkshire pudding empire.
Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
well, I really hope you didn't do it because I'm getting quite excited.
No, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. This is gonna be great.
Oh,
We'll have a whole empire of Yorkshire pudding. We need a great name of some sort. Not 3 broke ladies.
no.
3 little ladies cakes. 3 little lady cakes.
Oh, lady cakes. I like that.
Lady fingers.
Maria,
She does.
where,
I'm sure she does. So, lady cakes.
The voice of God shines through the window. Lady fingers, Moses.
well, that sounds rather lovely, lady cake. Yes, I quite love that idea. Oh,
I think it'll be a hit.
I'm so happy I
sure
spoke
do.
to you, Joe.
I'm so happy you spoke with me too. And you got to stop taking things so personally about your food. It's not an affront to you as a human being. I know food does feel like it's an extension of yourself.
It really does. It feels like I put a bit of my soul into every Yorkshire pudding, just slowly chipping away at me, and just all those comments. It just,
You're gonna have to let that go.
Yes, I think so.
So with that wonderful business idea in mind that I'm absolutely smitten by, I have to say, we have also unlocked the roleplay scene for Joe. We're going to do that halfway through the next accusation round, which is super duper fun, so that Terry has some time to think of what NPC or PC she would like to speak with. So you're all summoned back downstairs, and thank you all as well for the support. That's super duper kind of you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So you're all summoned back downstairs again, and Etienne is there, and she's looking like very grumpy. She's a grumpy monkey. She's not happy. No, but what are you making that face for? Are you okay? I just saw it.
It's fine.
It's fine. I just zoom things. Haha, hee hee. So you're also back downstairs. Etienne is looking very, very grumpy, and you all go in, and she just sort of just is staring at the wall, just like grumpily smoking a cigarette, even though it's the exact correct time that you were all summoned to come back in.
Hello?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
You are helpful yet frustrating. You see, I do not like it when criminals escape my notice. I like it even less when they escape justice. And if what you say about Charles is true, and I'm sure what Josephine, of course, said about Charles is true as well. He is a criminal, and it is my job to persecute criminals. And it seems that Mr. Williams has taken one of the finest horses from the stable and has left the estate, and he is not able to be found. Very interesting. So if any of you have committed the murder, I am very unfortunate to tell you that I will not be kind in my handing you over to the authorities because I have some pent-up frustration here. Okay? We can only hope that you two are the only ones, oh, and of course Mrs. Clayton, are the only ones who have fallen for his charms. And on that note, Virginia, once again, we find you looking rather suspicious. So once again, I will give you the opportunity to defend yourself or to accuse another to tell me what you have seen. So.
Thank you. Thank you. I actually have some jarring news to share about Sister Maria. You see, after I walked past Jill's room and saw, them frantically packing their bags at 4:50,
yeah.
I was walking towards the maze and I saw Sister Maria frantically running away from the maze. Fleeing, some may say, possibly the murder scene, I would say, the maze.
Oh, well, you would not be wrong. You would not be wrong because that is the murder scene. You saw her running away from the murder scene, and this was just before everybody was gathered to go to the maze, yes? Yeah. Maria, what is it that would have summoned you to the maze right before you were summoned there?
There is simply such a simple reason for this, such an easy, innocent reason for this, that I wish, Jenny, that you had just spoken to me or perhaps Margot, because the reason why I was in the maze or why I was in that area was because she had asked me to make sure that everything was set up properly. She had asked me to make sure that the maze was ready. So I was simply helping Margot set up the maze. That was it.
Helping your lover, of course.
I did not see Richard. I did not see anyone else. I saw some servants about, and of course I saw Margot, and that's about it. And then I went back to the house to wait for everyone else, and then we went to the maze together. So there is no...
With your now lover, since you killed Richard while you were at that maze setting up. You're setting up for your future, right?
I have never touched Margot. I have never touched Margot. I have never, hand to God, Bible, I have never touched Margot. And nothing has ever happened between us. Nothing ever will happen between us. Because of course,
a fine romance with no kisses.
I am married to Jesus Christ. He is my savior and my Lord and my light. Do I need to say this again?
No.
Well, we already know you've lied about several things today.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's all I have for you, Your Honor.
Would you like any snacks, Maria?
No. I'm not hungry.
All right.
Just put it near her. You know she'll do the deal.
The body betrays us sometimes, Joe. I'm sure you know that well. Anyway, so Virginia, thank you very kindly. Joe, how about you let us know of anything that you have seen occurring?
Oh, there's a lot going on right now. It seems like anybody could really have reason at this point. I happen to know that as much as Clarice tries to say that, I know we're going into business, Clarice, this could be problematic. I know we built an alliance, but to be honest right now, right, with Etienne?
I mean, yes, we're friends, are we not, Joe?
Yeah. I don't know if we're friends, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. I just met you. I don't know you like that. So I believe that whoever did this really hated. Okay, so anyway, the thing is, Clarice, we've just talked about this. You're very sensitive sometimes when someone doesn't like what you're doing.
Yeah, that is correct.
Especially when it comes to your food. And you do take it very personally, like it's an extension of yourself. So I know that while you were, making one of your very special cakes, I happened to hear that it was maybe a little bit dry. And I might have heard that, that Richard really thought that it was not going to be what the guests were going to want. He actually had you remake that cake not once, not twice, but thrice. And knowing that you were put upon in that way and that cake was really an extension of your true self, I think you internalized that maybe you were feeling dry inside and not like you were being, putting forth your most juicy, wonderful self. Now, I think that's also translated a little bit to these cucumber sandwiches that are fine, but a little dry on top. No.
Oh, watch out, Josephine. She may take you next.
It could happen. But I don't think she's going to do that because we have a really great business venture that's going to be happening. So I'm sure we're going to be fine.
Do we?
The thing is, I do.
Do we?
The thing is, you've got to get yourself to a state that you know that you are amazing and thrilled love, because
I feel amazing right now, Joe. I feel fantastic.
You need to listen, because how you are inside is reflected in your work so much that I want to make sure that you are fortified and know that you are enough. And if for some reason you got into an altercation with Richard and whatever happened, like, I'm letting you know that it's okay, and I don't blame you if you had to do what you had to do.
Josephine, I would not take it so far as that, as if we are not blaming a woman for murder for her cakes being dry. We must draw a line somewhere. There's nothing. Clarice,
Yes?
do you have anything to say?
Well, I am quite simply... the heart aches. Joe and I just had a conversation discussing where our futures would go together, and I thought we reached a new... I don't have... truthfully, I don't have...
It might have been just self-talk in my mind, feeling like someone was trying to set me up and accuse me, and telling a lot of people to do it. And I don't know if that changed my chain of thought, if any type of outside sources in my mind.
Truthfully, I don't have a lot of friends, and I thought that I had made one today.
You did, and I'm the friend that's going to tell you the truth, that you were okay and that you were beautiful.
I trusted you with that information about the cake.
You had to do a murder. I
have never in my life had to rebake a cake 3 times, and I told you that because I felt like we were making a new relationship together, and maybe that was a business relationship, but it meant something to me, and I really trusted you, and I thought, this is someone who I can trust and who can be honest to me and who will tell me when my cucumber sandwiches aren't up to par. And for you to less than 10... No, take it out of your mouth right now. You don't want my cucumber sandwiches. No. Don't even try and talk. I put love and soul into every single thing that I cook here.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to sit through my cucumber sandwiches. Okay, I'm sorry. And I didn't know it, and it wasn't me. And Richard, I just wanted the best for them.
Another one, Gregory. Thank you. Ah, my. Are you all right there, Clarice?
No!
Tissue? Oh, all right. No problem. Well,
my eyes are as dry as my cucumber sandwiches. I don't know what you're talking about.
of course. There as a desert then. All right. Okay. So, Josephine, thank you for sharing that with us. Clarice, would you like to go, or shall I perhaps ask Maria first while you have some time to... Okay. Maria, would you like to share anything?
Now, my memory has been refreshed after remembering the maze and the time that I was there earlier, as I was asked by Margot to assure the decor and everything was set up at the entrance of the maze. Now, I was there as a favor to Margot, and I saw someone else in the garden. Someone who was not supposed to be there, someone who had no business being there, someone who was running barefoot in the grass away from the maze, someone who conveniently found an excuse to not even enter the maze when the rest of us had. Ginny, I saw you running away from the maze immediately following the supposed time of death of our dear Richard.
Oh, interesting accusation you have for me, Miss Sister Maria. Well, as you know, I'm an archaeologist. We all know this. And quite frankly, I've been really interested to see what's on the grounds of this estate. So before we had our maze, I took it upon myself to do some digging and see if I could find any artifacts. I didn't find anything, and I was quite embarrassed that I was out there digging in the estate, ruining the beautiful flowers, and I fled.
Was this before or after you got rid of the gun?
I don't know what you're talking about. That was an antique that I sold, and I sold that antique at $440, and then I was walking and I saw Joe trying to leave, and then I saw you leaving the maze as I was going into the maze to, do my artifact looking. So you could have done it before I was in there. And then you're putting it on me. No,
you admit that you were in the maze.
And then you were in the maze. You admit you were in the maze too. You did it too. You were setting up decorations. So what were you doing in the maze? I don't believe the decoration story, Sister Maria. I don't believe it at all. Oh, Margot asked me a little bit more than decoration.
Ask Margot
your love affair that y'all got going
checking
on.
the decorations.
That's what I ask her about. I am a woman of archaeology. I'm trying to get the history of this beautiful estate. There's many skeletons that could be possibly buried.
You were in the skeleton that you found a reason to go last, entering the maze so that you couldn't find the body, so that you
Ladies, please. This fighting is all very sexy, but we need to focus on the issue at hand. All right. So, Virginia was fleeing the maze right after the body was becoming of a body. And you saw each other fleeing the maze, and that is how you know this happened. Whether you were there for digging up things or setting up or whatever it is, no matter. We know that you were there. So that is what I will write down. And perhaps we shall just all get some air and just have a little moment to breathe. Perhaps we shall, we just disperse for a moment. Just all fuck off, shall we? Okay. And perhaps Josephine, if you have anybody who you would like to have the time of, you can. You have a role play scene.
Yeah, I have a role play scene. Okay, great. That sounds good. Okay. Oh yeah, I would really like. I thought. Well, oh my goodness. Now this is difficult. Now. The game just changed again and again. Oh my goodness. I still think I need to talk to Sister Maria for a moment. I don't know. I just
absolutely.
Feel like
so their lunch is served. Clarice, what have you served for lunch?
Tears and me crying and sadness. Sorry.
Hugo has made up some peanut butter salad.
I have like little mini pancakes, bellinis, I think they're called, and like smoked salmon and like stuff like that. Little num-nums.
That's adorable. I love it. Okay. So yeah, lunch is served and you're all eating at like individual tables. You don't know why they have just like circular individual tables for everybody, but they do. Not eating, of course. And as you are not eating, you notice Josephine just like scraping, like just hopping her table and chair closer and closer to you until they're right next to you. And Joe, please take it away.
So what do we think about everything going on right now? Kind of crazy, right?
I mean, of course, Ginny killed him.
You think?
No, I know. Saw her with the gun, saw her running away from the crime scene. She has no reason to be in the maze. I mean, I think the answer is clear as day.
Honestly, Maria, I need you to be really forthcoming and honest with me because I feel like you haven't been this whole time. You had something to do with this, right?
No, of course
just a little bit.
Of course not.
I know that Margot is not your first love, from what I understand.
The only love I've ever had in my life is the Lord.
No, you love people, right? Like you have a genuine love for people. I think that's part of your order. Am I right?
I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just thinking, I mean, we could try to just pin this on Ginny because I'm pretty sure it's you.
What reason would I have to murder the biggest benefactor to the church?
Well, we already know that you were in love with Margot. That's clear. And the fact that
that's
getting
poppycock.
The fact that we're getting the church to like refund their money. I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about. That's a deal with Thomas. I don't handle the funds of the church.
Sure. I love that you think that it's this whole thing. It's like, you know, in the church, there might be the head, but someone's got to be the neck. And we know that are you, sister, and your cohort who actually really manage things around there. Yes.
I handle some day-to-day operations. Yes.
So what I'm proposing is an opportunity to come to America, you know, come with me, and Clarice will see if she's still going to come. I'm definitely taking her recipes though. Some of them are really good and I think they need a little bit of tweaking. She just will not hear the critiques to make them better. But what I'm saying is maybe you come along with me. I know some ladies, some people I could introduce you to that I think you might like. I'm just saying there's a whole world outside of this and this vow that you think you've taken and you think you have to be beholden to here.
This is my life. The church has always been my life. From the time that I was an orphan brought in by the convent, this is my life.
Jesus, and but clearly you don't get to be who you need to be.
This is all I ever wanted to be.
Really?
This is the only dream I've ever had. I am here to give back to the people and to the spirit that has
of real
taken
love,
me
like
in.
For your body and spirit and soul, like completely.
That's not important. What's important is the people who have no one, who need someone, who need something to come to their aid, who have been failed by every other person and every other institution in their lives. That is why I raise money for the church. That is why I have devoted my life, my love, my spirit, my future to this place. It's so that I can give back to the people who need me the most. You
don't want to make out right now is what you're saying?
You're fine. You and Clarice, you will be just fine. Margot, I have been assured will be.
But what about
fine.
you? But what about you? Are you going to be okay?
I want for nothing.
Girl, I saw how you ate that breakfast. I know you want for something.
I don't know what you're talking about. I want.
I've seen you with the snacks around here too. There are other things that you are hungry for, that you are thirsty for, that you might not be able to get where you're at, unless you are getting it where you're at. And that I understand too, if you got an arrangement with another sister or something. But like,
the only thing
like
that I don't have is enough money to feed every hungry person in the world. That is what I want to do. So if you and Clarice go to America and live your American dreams, just please consider giving some of your profits to the church, where we can give that to someone who really,
we'll
really,
just go
really
ahead and
use
feed people maybe directly, because we'll be making food. That's a thought.
For a price. Have you thought of all the people who will never be able to eat your food?
That's the reason we have day olds. That's the reason we, donate. There are ways to help feed people that
because
are not
poor people are not worthy of eating fresh bread.
We do fresh food too. Hello, that's Thanksgiving every year. I work the soup kitchen. It's fine. Honestly, there are ways to give without Jesus. I'm just letting you know. You can give to yourself as well without Jesus if you need it. I'm here for you, is what I'm saying.
I believe what you are saying. It comes from a kindness in your soul, but you have to understand that is not the track that I am on in my life. And it's not the track that I
Jesus, so you didn't commit a murder for Jesus.
I would never. Jesus wouldn't want me to. Okay.
Well, he's asked for some strange things over the course of the centuries. Ain't gonna lie. There's
Old
like
Testament.
There's the Crusades. There's some stuff past New Testament that people have kind of pinned on him too. Let's be honest about that.
Listen.
What I'm asking you is, let's be honest about everything.
I have a verse I would like to read you as we depart this conversation.
Mm-hmm. You have to look through?
I'm remembering. I'm remembering in my brain. Okay,
Proverbs
Matthew
3:5.
7:6.
Okay.
Matthew 7:6.
Okay.
Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you in pieces.
Yeah, okay. That's very vivid. Very
Don't
vivid.
fall for any scammers anymore. Give your money to people who really need it.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight you on that one and let you know that maybe I can give money directly to people who need it and not through a conduit. I'm done with that.
So as you finish this conversation, you finish off your beautiful, delicious little salmon thingies that were so aptly described to us. And everyone clears away, and Maria stays at her seat for a second to like pray after her non-meal. And you see Father Thomas, who clearly doesn't want to be in the room. And like, even as like he passes Virginia when she's leaving and he's coming in, he like doesn't make eye contact with her for some reason. And Margot is there as well with Father Thomas. And they both sort of come over to you, Maria, as nobody else is in the dining hall anymore. And they sit down, and Margot looks over at you, and she's in like, she still has like her little like yellow belt on, like her yellow headscarf on, but she's wearing like a gray dress otherwise. Maria, how are you doing?
Oh, Margot, I am exhausted. Absolutely torn apart and exhausted, and I just want this whole ordeal to be done with. How are you? You are what really matters here.
Oh, you are too kind. There's a problem that Father Thomas informed me of, and I just wanted to discuss it with you. And you're not in trouble or anything like that. It's just, well, Father Thomas said that Mr. Williams approached you and said that all of the donations that my late husband had made to the church would be reversed and given back to my estate for whatever reason. Is that correct?
Yes, Charles came to me and said that he was managing your estate, and said that he was organizing to make sure that you were taken care of, and was looking to reverse the transaction into your bank account, into your estate.
Well, why on earth would I need that?
Margot, he told me that you had nothing.
Myself or Richard?
He said that that Richard was broke, that that all the funding he had given to the church bankrupted him over the years, and that you had nothing, and you had nothing to take care of you.
Well, Maria, darling, Richard's eyes were failing him, and so it was myself that would look over our contracts with the bank and that kind of thing. And I met with the banker on Thursday, and we were perfectly fine. And I don't know what it was I don't know what documents this Charles had Father Thomas sign, but whatever funding Father Thomas has signed away has not gone to my accounts.
Oh, good Lord Jesus Christ. Etienne!
Jen walks into the room, and Holly pales at the idea of having 3 NPCs in one space and having to switch through accents. Yes, what is it? I am like a dog to you, am I? What is it? How can I help?
There has been another victim of Charles.
Oh. Wait, don't tell me. Is it Father Thomas?
In a way.
Is it Margot?
It's all 3 of us, it would seem.
Oh, you know what? You hold that thought. We share it with the group. How is that? We can have a little session where they all uplift you and that sort of thing. And that is where I will take my notes for that. But I will call you all in quite shortly. Don't you worry. And then she slithers back out the door. And Father Thomas is just looking at you very gravely. And he's like, Maria, I didn't look over those papers. I told you I hadn't looked over them. I just asked you if I was supposed to sign them, if you approved.
I told you what they were supposed to be. Of course, you should look over everything that you sign.
You know what? I suppose so. I suppose I am the fool, as always. But at least perhaps I have no worries of having a church that I am tied to anymore, because, well, if we don't find other funding, then I suppose the church will, I don't know. But I just thought
Is Margot still here?
Margot's still there.
I look at Margot and I'm like, you understand, I was just trying to take care of you.
Of course. And I appreciate that. And I mean, if there is anything that I could do in my position to help with yourself. I mean, I don't believe that I can fund the entire church, but you, Maria, I would always make sure that there's somewhere for you to go and you could stay within your faith. It's just this,
but
Mr. Williams, I believe.
You're going to continue we're going to continue the work of doing the fundraising balls and the charitable events that we've been organizing, the county fair that raises money for the church. And
well, I am a delicate demeanor at the minute, Maria. I can't commit to anything. I'm afraid. It's just, I wanted to have that conversation with you. And because I just don't know who it is that, murdered Charles. And I mean, not that it's you, it's just that in this liminal period, I just don't want to make any commitments. You understand.
You don't think that I murdered your husband after everything we've been through, Margot?
No, I don't think that you murdered my husband. It's just I'm trying to be wise and to be fair, and just because of that, I just need some time, and I am grieving, and I just don't want to fall for any, manipulations or anything like that, which you yourself should make sure you do not, because I understand you as well are emotionally fragile. But I just wanted to let you know, and yes. And then she gets up and leaves, and Father Thomas also gets up and leaves once again in the very awkward, like within himself, kind of like shuffling out of the room thing.
Father Thomas.
Yes, Maria.
I will never forgive you for this.
God will. And we will have to rest easy with that. And then he leaves the room. And so you all gather back in the sitting room, and we have 2 more accusations, and we have Ginny has an extra one because she's the prime suspect, so she can give out another accusation this round, which I will have her do now. So Etienne sits you all down, and Maria, do you say anything when you come in the room with everybody?
No, I'm holding back tears.
Okay. As Maria holds back tears, just sitting where she's sat, Etienne turns to Virginia. Virginia, you are in a very delicate position as we come to the end of my investigation, and so I shall give you the opportunity, once again, for the 3rd time, to defend yourself as the prime suspect. And is there anything that you would like to say in regards to the others?
Yes, well, you see, as I slowly ponder about my recollections and stuff, it's just such a crazy thing we've got ourselves wrapped up in here. I came here for a lovely weekend, to only be met with a murder. It's honestly so sad that this is what we've come to, honestly.
You stalling, Virginia.
You see, I'm just thinking really hard right now.
Ah, indeed.
Because I do happen to remember about Clarice and how she was about to have a secret revealed of herself. Richard was about to reveal her secret.
Oh, well, perhaps you would like to walk us through how it is that you found this and what sort of secret.
Her secret that her recipes aren't her own. She stole her recipes from another because she's greedy. She is greedy and she wanted all of the fame. And he knew that her recipes were stolen. And I overheard this conversation on Saturday, after a little bit before she screamed in the gardens that she wanted Richard to die.
Yes.
And after she was heard arguing with Richard, saying that she wanted to get even. So in between those two of us, Richard also told her that he was going to reveal her secrets, that her recipes were her own.
Where was this that you overheard?
That's why they were fighting.
I heard. The argument.
Because she doesn't know how to make that cake.
Then, yes, that argument went to his study. I was walking by the study and heard. Yep.
My goodness. So Richard was to reveal that none of Clarice's recipes are her own. Perhaps that is why Clarice said that she would get even with him. Clarice, is there anything that you would like to say? Not even the Yorkshire puddings? My goodness. Maybe you are a good cook, and simply it is the recipes holding you back.
I just simply don't understand why you must cut me down like this. Just everything that the people around this living room say is just... All of your accusations have been based on evidence. One of you had the murder weapon, for Christ's sakes. And for me, you just have to bring up cooking. You have to bring up that I'm a chef. You have to... You know what? You have to use your places in society against me. You have to... You are famous people who tour the world. And what am I? I am an English chef. And I have been...
Recipes.
And I have worked here. I have worked here for 35 odd years. Will I ever work anywhere else? Probably not. Well, I thought I was going to, but apparently that
it's still, if that recipe still, if you know the recipe, it's not beneath me to take it with us to franchise.
A lot of things don't seem beneath you.
Well, you know, you do what you got to do to survive in this crazy world, right? And you've done what you've done. Clearly, you sit on a throne of lies, but some of the lies are not bad. I think maybe you just need to get rid of some of those recipes that don't really work, and the ones that clearly are not the ones that
I don't know, Joe.
Good at.
You may be met with a lawsuit back in America since they're stolen.
We'll see. Depends on who gets the copyright first over there. Laws are a little dicey there right now.
You are also allowed to use recipes from other people and change them more favorably. The cucumber sandwiches are dry and I can adjust the recipe to make them better.
Maybe you should have thought about that before you just plagiarized and stole them. Could have fixed the cucumber sandwiches. Now we're all thirsty.
Thirsty for murder, apparently.
Well, yes, indeed, thirsty for blood. Good pun, Clarice. I like that. So, by my count, we have Joseph.
I would like to accuse.
Oh, Clarice.
I would like to accuse.
Of course, you do indeed have a turn. I would like to hear your accusation, because of course it is between yourself and another. Perhaps you can solve this for us.
Well, as Ginny has been speaking so much, I would like to bring up a topic I heard her speak about also. The day before the murder, Saturday, sometime after tea, I believe it was, I was doing my rounds of the house, making sure that plates had been taken down, or glasses, or if anyone had needed anything. I'm always there to provide it for them and clear it away afterwards. And, as I'm sure we're now all aware thanks to Sister Maria, there seems to be an affair of sorts happening between two people. And I believe before Virginia decided to sell this gun to the church, Virginia tried to convince Thomas to kill Richard. She decided that she needed whatever it was, the problem, to go away, and that Thomas, because of his love, I suppose. I mean, he's already lied about buying a weapon from you, of course. Maybe he would even go so far as to commit the crime himself.
You see, you overheard, Clarice. I know you're old, so you don't understand slang as much as I do, but I told Thomas that he needs to go tell Richard that his outfit is a killing, you know? Like, he looks really good. I know you don't know what that means because you're old and you don't know what taking, what did you say? I said you were letting off steam. You don't use those phrases. So I was trying to tell Thomas to just encourage his friend, not kill his friend. I wanted him to be like, yo, Richard, you're making a killing out here. Or you look killing, you know, it was a form of encouragement. I know you don't understand that, Clarice, so I excuse your misunderstanding.
Once again, as I was previously saying, it seems like some people would rather use their place in society over me than actual fact and truth.
Indeed, and I must say, and at this point, the detective is going to summarize everything and then accuse somebody. Whether they get it right or not is a different matter. Players, please open the spreadsheet. I must say, Virginia, it was tied between you and Clarice in my mind as to who the murderer was. I was unsure. I was thinking, well, you know, it could be Virginia. She has all these reasons. And then also with Clarice, you know, look at her. But let's have a look. So we have Saturday at 1 p.m. Virginia. You are angry. You are furious during croquet. You say it is due to your hunger. And then while you are in this angry, furious, hangry mood, you and Richard have a discussion where he threatens to expose your secret of being in love with Father Thomas. And in that same conversation, it is revealed that well, to the listener, that you have been blackmailing him into breaking his friendship with Father Thomas so that Father Thomas can break from the church and be with you. And indeed, that is your motive for murder, is fulfilling a promise to Father Thomas when he asked you to promise that you would help him. And then we have on Sunday, we have Clarice. You know, she has her reasons as well. She was screaming that she wished for Richard to die. But right after this, she hears you, Virginia, trying to convince Father Thomas to kill Richard. And then we have Richard and Maria arguing about Margot. And then we once again, Virginia, have you appear on this scene where Maria sees you with a gun and then you give it to who? Ah, Father Thomas. Interesting. And then as well, Maria also sees you fleeing the maze right after the time of the murder. And you, Virginia, have a characteristic violent temper, and you were implicated in the murder of an innocent archaeologist in the past. You know, I must say, Virginia, the cards, oh, they favored you. Perhaps they thought that you were clever. Perhaps they thought that you were a woman of intelligence and ambition, which I think that you are. But I think it is that ambition that drove you to murder Richard Fairfield. And it is you, Virginia Hughes, who I will be taking to the authorities for the murder of Richard Fairfield. What say you?
I'm innocent. I'm being framed. Don't take me, Father Thomas, if you can hear me. Wait for me. I didn't do it.
Oh, that is
I didn't do a
shame.
thing.
Oh, Virginia, that is such a shame.
Wait for me as I waited for you.
And then the footmen, they come over and they like very politely like, this way, Mrs. Hughes, this way. And you're walked out of the front door to the estate.
Dragged out the front
being
door.
dragged out the front door by the
out.
footmen, kicking and screaming. Father Thomas comes downstairs and he like isn't entirely aware of what's going on. And Etienne just kind of like speaks with him for a second off to the side and is like, oh, and he looks on and his like you can see like basically what's happening is like the two footmen have you and you're being dragged out and you're facing like the inside of the house. You're getting dragged out the door and you see Etienne speaking with Father Thomas and his face just slowly like falling more and more and more as he watches you get pulled away. And then and then we fade to black and we see a little thing on the as they do in the silent films where they have a little card and it says, you know, like 6 months later. And then I would like for everybody to please describe what their characters have been doing since the events of the story. Virginia, would you like to go first? You
I'm in jail.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting writing another letter to Father Thomas. Recounting our times we were together, waiting on the days I finally can get out of prison. And we can finally be reunited as now he is no longer a priest. He's just waiting for me as I waited for him. And I'm crying myself to sleep every night.
Oh, Father Thomas managed to get off of having to be, he did have to testify and everything, but he didn't go down as like an accomplice or anything like that. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to keep the gun that you'd given to him or anything because it was evidence, and he wasn't able to keep most of the letters that you'd sent to him because it's evidence, but you do still communicate with him in that way. And Maria, what have you been doing now that Father Thomas is no longer with the church?
Strolling through the streets of Rome, transferred to a convent near the Vatican after her church shut down, eating gelato. I see a blonde in a striking white sundress, and I run up and I say, Margot, oh, scusa, arrivederci. I turn around and take a taste of my gelato. It's bittersweet, raspberry, and dark chocolate, perhaps like a secret love affair, or maybe more like unrequited love. Margot's sweet demeanor, always so soft and kind, her gentle hands clasped in mine, and Richard's dead body bleeding out in the grass. His death ruined everything for me. The end of my church, and Margot losing all interest in me. She never returns my letters. and I'm stuck here in the hot, sweltering heat of Italy. Oh, God, I wish I had at least killed him.
Sorry, that was beautiful. Okay, and that was wonderful. Thank you, Nova. I loved that. And Josephine, what are you doing in 6 months after?
I'm back in America and things are going great. I happen to snag that recipe from my dear friend Clarice. Lady Cakes is cracking. People love it. We have got a franchise all over New York. We've also in Boston, and we're heading out to California soon. Cannot wait to bring Lady Cakes coast to coast. I'm telling you, they're gonna be the thing. It is the next thing. That's basically it. It's great because I was able to recoup a lot of my fortune by getting people to franchise and build it out and selling this recipe, along the way. Didn't have to be Clarice's to be a success. Just needed to be good and have a little bit of gumption and vision. And we tweaked the recipe ever so slightly. We added a little extra salt.
Ooh, love that.
Because America.
Because America. They needed a little extra of everything. And
it's a little salty.
Your franchise partner, would you like to reflect on your side of things, Clarice?
Of course. Thank you so much. So it's been an interesting 6 months, I think, for Clarice. Moving away from England to America has, of course, been a very big adjustment for such a woman. Becoming used to the American culture and the American way of life has been very jarring, but not too difficult. And I think the last that you see of Clarice is her writing a letter to be sent overseas to Hugo, telling him how secretly, as she expands this Yorkshire pudding empire, she occasionally leaves pamphlets and little books of information, those books maybe being a vivid red color, across the US. And I wonder what else was vivid red. Maybe it was the blood of Richard on that day that Clarice murdered him. I should never.
Power to the people. Power to the people.
I'm over here not with my lover because of you.
He shouldn't have insulted my cakes.
Oh my God, I can't believe
I told you I would cover murder for you. We get these cakes over across the sea.
I can't believe it was like the final two. It was between the murderer and an innocent person, and the innocent person went down because of the murderer's extra accusation. Oh my God.
Welcome to tabletop role playing, Ginny. Krista.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Right. The drama.
It was fun.
Oh my goodness, that
Ginny
was
deserved better.
Honestly, you did. I love when you were like, I'm waiting for him as he waits for me, and I'm like, oh, stop that.
Yeah.
So sweet.
My kids.
So sweet.
Oh my God, I'm so proud of like the story that we wove there. I think you all did absolutely amazingly. We had.
So what do we think happened? Do we think like Clarice put the gun in Ginny's room?
Yo, Clarice has that
Oh yeah,
the people, the means to do it.
Insider information.
Yeah,
she easily
downstairs.
set you up. I also love how it was like Clarissa's stuff was just like things of like her demeanor or her arguing, whereas like Maria and Virginia were like, they were there.
Yeah.
And they had the gun, and it was like, nah, it wasn't Clarice. Who could it have been?
Yeah.
I was all packing with like before things. Anyway, there was a lot of stuff. I could have done it easily.
You could have, but you only had 2 accusations. Someone in chat called you Teflon because nothing was sticking, and I'm like, you just breathed under the radar.
It was
No one
amazing.
knew you.
But I feel like
She just like shut everything down really well.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to not be the number one person. That's why I kept going to people who already had a lot of accusations.
Yeah.
But then
also, like, Joe fucking admitted to having an affair. Like, do you guys remember that?
Wait,
Someone accused Joe of doing something or like being where she wasn't supposed to be or something, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, well, you know, I might have an affair or two on the side." And we were just like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm
She's
not
just
a
doing her
nun.
thing.
I'm not a nun. It's fine. Like,
Oh my god.
So good. She was vibing.
She was
living
simply
life.
vibing. I do like as well how, and also if you're a Patreon and you are the top tier of Patrons, you will get this. I think this is £10 a month. You'll get all of my GM notes and all of my planning. And Charles managing to scam one of you was not an easy thing. Like that was like you could have at any point broken that. And like yesterday, I messaged my friend and I was like, "All right, the final lock-in is if like Father Thomas asks Maria this thing and she says okay," and then it happened, and I was like, "Well, ending. Well done, everybody."
We really did get the worst ending. We actually did.
We actually did.
Oh,
like,
no.
And as well, because it's like, oh, well, at least it's like a franchisee thing and it's all happy and nice. It's like, no, you're franchising with a murderer, though.
Murder who steals recipes.
Yeah, that was so sad.
I cannot. Honestly, out of all of the accusations, Joe's and that one hurt me the most. Saying that I had to bake a cake 3 times and saying that my recipes weren't real, that hurt my soul. That hurt Clarice, and it hurt me.
Yeah, I said that you had a ghost chef, like someone else cooks for you.
Oh.
You can just claim it.
Oh, it hurt me.
Krista, that was so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah, and you killed him for it, Clarice. Like,
Maybe.
Yeah, over food.
At least be nice about it. Just say, be nice. Don't like be mean about my food.
So good.
That was such a good campaign, though. I love this.
It was so good.
So amazing. We have to have you back another time. But
yes.
Before we end off, I want to go around and you all introduce yourselves, properly tell us where we can find you, anything fun that you're doing this week, and let's start with the poor person in jail who didn't do it. Krista, would you like to?
Hi, I'm Christology. I played Jenny, who was framed. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube at Christology. I am currently playing Deep Breath of the Wild, Evil Within, and Mafia. So if you're interested in that, come through. We also watch Hell's Kitchen here and there together. And then you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Christology TV.
Love that. And the actual murderer.
Oh, hello, that's me.
Where we can find you and what you do.
Hi, I'm Louise Hannah. You can follow me all over the internet at Louise Hannah. That is all of my socials. I am currently playing Kingdom Hearts 2 for the first time on my Twitch channel. And yeah.
And Nova, would you like to introduce yourself? What is it that you do?
Hi, everyone. God bless you all. My name is Novalisi. I'm your friendly neighborhood sorceress, currently streaming on Twitch at Novalisi. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, basically all of the places at Novalisi. And I play a lot of like RPG and then also simulation games like Stardew and Animal Crossing and such. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. It's been fun.
It's been so fun. Oh my god, this is amazing. And Terry, would you like to introduce yourself and where we can find you?
Oh my god, yes.
What do you do?
I had the same thought, Corianne, about Krista watching Hell's Kitchen and noticing fake recipes. That totally checks out. I thought the same thing. Hilarious. What's up, everybody? I'm Terry Gamble. You can find me at the Terry Gamble on most of the social medias. I stream on Twitch with a few other things, but we're on hiatus right now. I just had our final episode for the season finale of Heartbeats this last Friday at Ripley Improv's Twitch. We'll be back with more shows though soon and some in-between stuff as we're gearing up for a genre show that I cannot tell you about yet, but I'm super excited. Oh, it's going to be good. It's good. We've been doing rehearsals already and I cannot wait. And at Saving Throw Show, eventually we'll be doing another D&D and more campaign coming up soon. In the meantime, check out Horror Movie Survival Guide. It's my podcast, comes out every week. We're almost to our 200th episode in a few weeks. I cannot wait to share that with you because we just had some really great interviews this last couple of weeks with folks as we gear up for that. So check that out at Horror Movie Survival Guide. And then Our Black History, another podcast I do with my brother, Dr. Brandon Gamble, just about growing up Black and what that's like and real stories from people. And I think it's really fun and heartbreaking and beautiful and all that kind of good stuff. So check that out when you get a chance. Trying to think of what else. I feel like I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff, but you can follow my stuff on the internet.
My God.
It's busy. There's a lot happening.
There's a lot going on.
There'll be more, and I can't wait to bring you more content very, very soon.
Yay! And I am Bravitry. Hi, it's me, Holly. This is my second time jamming, and it was really super duper fun, and I had a great time, and couldn't have asked for a better heckin' cast to do it with. I'm Bravitry on everything, like everybody else. I'm very consistent. I am also going to be this week, tomorrow. I'm going to be on the game Hers, playing the TTRPG Masks. So that's the game Hers, like the pronoun, channel playing TTRPG Masks, and the GM is going to be Blue Jay, who's absolutely wonderful, and we'll be rating her after this as well. And that's for charity, so if you come by, that'd be really sick. And then on my channel, I'm playing a bunch of Persona 5 and doing a fun creative stream on Friday. Thank you all so much for the love for the GMing and everything. Like I said, it will be on our Patreon. All my GM notes is like there's like 15 pages of it. It's a mess. But also we are still one patron away from Honey Heist. So if you want to see us do a campaign where we all play criminal bears who try and break in and steal a bunch of honey and have previous cast members come back and do that, we're just one patron away. That could be you. You could be the superstar that turns me into a fairy, because I'm not a fairy. Anyway, moving on from that specific denial. I hope that you all have a lovely night. We will be starting our next campaign, not next weekend, but the weekend afterwards. So on April the 10th, that's the second Saturday in April, we will be starting our next campaign. It's a Harry Potter TTRPG featuring D-Tune, Ed Spence, R.I.P. Mika, Yellow Spoon Girl, myself, and Sam. It'll be super duper 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 fun. And again, all the previews for that are on our Patreon. And thank you all so much for watching. It was so fun. I love you all. Have a great night. We're going to raid Blue Jay. Please show her some love. She is fantastic in playing Stardew Valley. And I hope you'll have a lovely evening. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Bye.